What is up, guys? It is Impractical Loser. I think Imperfect Loser, Impractical. I don't know, on YouTube. So today we're gonna talk about how my Christmas was. It started off okay, but I'm not really gonna be in order of what the fuck happened. But my mother made me leave Christmas because she was still petty. Like I was petty, but only because she was petty. And we're gonna get into why she was petty first. We haven't been talking for a year, you know, because she kicked me out. She kicked me out of my nan's house. And I was just like, okay, if I pull up to Christmas, would she still be petty? I thought I was giving a very open mind about what she was gonna do, and it sucked. It honestly sucked. So I get into the house, my nan's gone. I unpack my things to my room, and then they get home at about 5-10 minutes later, maybe. Uh, Steps through the door. I hug my nan. I say, "Hi, nan. How have you been?" You know, obviously catching up. I then see my mum into the room. So obviously I was like, oh, I'm not going to give any hostile behavior. I go over to hug her. And instead of saying, oh, how are you, my doll, or something like that, she tugs on my heel like this and says, oh, you cut your hair. So that was bad first impression, obviously. I say, yeah, you got a problem with it because the way she says it, she says things, you can tell when she's pissed. She was like, oh, you cut your hair. Obviously I'm gonna retaliate and be like, yeah, you got a problem with it because I'm not really ready for this bullshit, especially since it's my first impression of you in so many years. In a year, not so many. But she was like, oh, what? Like, I was starting the problem. It was like, I retreated. I started walking away from her, and then I turned around and I was like, oh, yeah, because you just sounded really aggressive when you said that. Walked off. She must have been pissed, but she kept her cool. I go to unpack some shopping from the car from when they came back from shopping. And then she says again, how did you lose weight? Where'd you lose it from? And it wasn't in the, oh, I genuinely want to know, but you know, in the aggressive tone, just like how I said it, kind of. She was like that. And all I was like, you're going to ask a dumb question. She's not one to lose weight. I'm going to give you a dumb answer. So I was like, at home? And then I walked off again with groceries in my hand this time. Obviously a stupid answer. I ignored her for the rest of the day and when catching up with family. I skipped to the next day. I Whoa. My feet, guys. Be honest. So I kicked her out of her room too, because that was my room, but she's trying to act like it's hers. So I kicked her out of there, and I stayed the night in there. She was really pissed about that too. So obviously, you were gonna be petty when I first met you. I'm gonna be petty again. Kick her out of her room. I stay the night. Next day, she comes over. She starts berating people about, oh, Aspen kicked me out of her room, you know? I don't even know why. Even though she stayed at her borderline boyfriend's house. And I'm just like, such a skill issue. I want my Fortnite light back. So she spent the whole day complaining. I was avoiding her. And obviously it was just not a good vibe. Backtrack to the weight thing. I decided, oh, maybe she did want to lose weight. You know, I gave her the benefit of the doubt. She is fat. So I come over to her. And I'm like, oh, do you still want to learn how I lost weight? And she was like, why would I want to do that? And then it was astonishing, really, because it takes you not in 24 hours, I think 10 hours to forget the question you asked me. Like, okay, maybe I just overthink things, but generally, okay. So I was like, oh, because you asked it yesterday, and she's like, I guess, what did you do? And I was like, calorie banking, calorie deficit, fasting, and just joining the looks maxing community. I know that gives a lot of hate, but that's what I did. She didn't care. She was like, like side eyeing me and everything. I was just like, bro, you obviously just wanted me to like feel insecure or some shit about that. So I was like, okay, whatever. Next day, nothing really happens. I was like, obviously for the whole Christmas time, like the Christmas period to I think 20th, to not the 24th, the 23rd. You know, that was like 3 days there. I just spent most of the time in my room while talking to my cousin. 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. I don't even know. I don't even know the days. Oh wait, no, all the way to the 24th. Anyway, so it is now the 23rd. Most of the day was spent doing nothing. my mum comes into the room. Obviously, when I kicked her out of the room, the next day, the 22nd, 22nd, she steals the key to my room so I can't lock it and keep my autistic cousin out of the room. That pissed me the fuck off because you want my cousin to touch all my shit. And you want to give me lack of privacy. So, 23rd, she comes into my room late at night because my door was locked. It was locked. She tried to twist the handle. It was locked. Middle of the night. And she was like knocking on the door, acting like she didn't have the key. And I was like, you already had the key. And then she says, she unlocks the door first off. Open. I don't have the fucking key. Really? Because, how did you open the door? I'm going to show my sister's book for an example of this. Oh, give me a minute. Clink. I don't have the key. So obviously, I was like, what the fuck do you mean? And she's like, why the fuck didn't you just open the door? And I was like, because you have the key. And she was like, yeah, well, this isn't your fucking room. You should just go back to Auckland. This is where I stay, by the way. I kind of like my location. I don't really care. He's not rich enough to, like, come find me. Anyway. Oh, you might be. I don't think you would want to. So I was like, yeah, well, I don't want to fucking be here. You know? Because obviously I was already pissed about... There was multiple other things, but I can't really explain those because those are, like, weird. I was like, I don't want to fucking be here. She was like, oh, yeah, well, the next time you get paid, go back. And I was like, that's a waste of money. I rage baited the fuck out of her. I was like, that's a waste of money. I'm staying here. She took whatever the fuck. She didn't even come in the room for anything, keep in mind. She didn't even take anything, I think. I think she just took... Oh, bro, I didn't want to fucking explain what she took. She left. She locked the door, you know? She didn't even lock the door. She just fucking closed the door, took the key with her. And then I was just pissed for the whole night. But you see, she was just rage baiting me the whole time. So, and then it's the next day. We were planning with my cousin to go drink. We decided to go out the whole day. Go drinking. You know, what is it? I asked my nan to get my key back off my mum. She did. Clutch up for nan. She did. She gives it back to me, and then we go out to go get, alcohol with my cousin. That was the best fucking decision of my life. If I didn't get alcohol, or, like, some substance, I would have not made it without fucking getting some... When we got into the fight about how she didn't unlock my door, she said she was gonna swing on me, too. And I was like, you fucking do it, pussy, you ain't gonna do it. And guess what? She didn't do it. So anyway, we got the bottle, came back. It's nighttime now, it's like 6, 7 o'clock. That is not a 6-7 joke. 6, 7 o'clock. Okay? We decide, walk outside. We're getting bored of drinking in that. We're getting bored of drinking in the house. So obviously, we start drinking out on the porch. Best time ever. When I tell you that is one of my top 5 drinking experiences so far, after turning 16 and 17. Again, not a 6-7 joke. One of the peakest moments of drinking so far. We were chilling. It was really awkward for me, you know, because my cousin was talking to her boyfriend too, and I was like, I don't really want a third party, but also, I want to make sure that me and my cousin's boyfriend are cool. Because he came over the house the other time, and I didn't say hi, so I was like, bro, I don't want people to think I'm fucking an asshole. So obviously I started talking it up, but it also got awkward because I didn't know if I was outshining my cousin, because she was really quiet when she was drinking. I was like, oh, usually so bubbly and fun, so I left them alone midway. But then my mum comes in. Okay, after I ditched them, because I felt like I was getting too much and my cousin wasn't shining enough, my mum comes in, and she starts fucking berating me and my cousin. She was like, she must have known we were drinking, because she just ruined the fun for all of us. She was like, oh, who made this mess? One loaf of bread was out, and the microwave was cracked like this much open. And she was like, who the fuck made this mess? Chill out. Chill out. So obviously I was like, oh, it was my utter... That's my cousin's nickname. So I was like, oh, it was her. And then she was like, I ran down. Bing, bing, bing. And I packed away everything really fast, and I apologized to my cousin. my mother didn't like that, so then like 5 minutes later she came back into the room and she started fucking berating me about how she lost her rolls to her weed shit, whatever joints, whatever. And I was like, I don't have it. Add pittiness. When she left that room, I found it and I stole it from her. And the whole time, she maybe came into the room like 3 times trying to search for it. And I got it. Guess what? This shit doesn't even taste that good. Sure, it has a light scent of watermelon, but you gotta be an addict to want to have a flavored roll to make it taste better. She leaves. She's obviously pissed. I'm like, bro, I'm too drunk for this. Obviously, I'm not gonna give it back, you know, but I took it out of pittiness. She leaves. She starts fucking braiding then about how like shit's going missing or whatever the next day. And then, bro, it was her birthday. 24th was her birthday. I was like, I decided to be a good daughter and say, happy birthday, Mom. And she was like, sure. You're not fucking hip by saying sure. She never says that. She usually says, oh, thank you. But she was like that petty until like the week, to where she just said sure, like, oh, I'm nonchalant. You don't deserve to say happy birthday to me. And I was like, okay. And then I'm so glad my auntie picked me up, because honestly, the day was not getting good. I was talking to my nan, and then my mum would be pissed off. And then when I was talking to my cousin, my mum would tell us to like move out of the area or some shit. That was just not a fun time. So obviously, my auntie picked me up, my cousin up, to leave. We were ecstatic. We get into the car. We were fucking saying our goodbyes to all our family, because it was like 5, 6 people saying goodbye to. I said goodbye to my 2 cousins, my nan, I guess my uncle. Even my uncle said goodbye to me, bro, and I hate my uncle. I went to go say bye to my mum. Oh, that's like 5 people, actually. I went to say bye to my mum. She was doing the gardens at the time. She was like, oh, yeah, bye. Let me stop you right there. You haven't seen me in a year. Sure, the 3-4 days that I was staying there was not good. It's your birthday. I get you can be kind of petty. But when I'm leaving and I'm probably never going to see you again, you just say like, oh, bye, like you didn't care, like you were fucking like wordy person. It's like, I don't give a fuck. If anything, I'm glad you're leaving. Okay, you're weird. And she was like, yeah, bye. And I was like, I didn't want to say bye. First off, my nan said, oh, come on, you know, you might not ever see her again. I was like, oh, hi, nan, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, you know. And then when I said bye, she pulled that. I was like, I didn't want to fucking say bye. Nan made me say it. You know, I don't want to give her the grace that I wanted to say bye to her. And I didn't. And now I'm back in Auckland. So, am I happy about how things played out this Christmas? I almost had to scrap with my mom. Kind of ruined Christmas, because my nan's kind of disappointed we left. No, I'm not. Honestly, my Christmas played out so well. Not really. I was really lonely on Christmas, but the thing is, who really cares, you know? Christmas is just another day for Christians and, like, anyone that really celebrates it for, like, what it's for, like, gift giving or whatever. Chill. But I'm too broke and too, like, lonely to care about Christmas. I'm sorry this rant was so long and, like, disorganized. I swear I need to, like, reorganize my thoughts on this. But I'm gonna upload this video and maybe another one, because honestly I'm gonna upload them side by side, because I don't care. But thank you for coming to my late Christmas TED Talk.